Hello BookTube, hello friends, welcome to Lizzie Faye Loves Books. I'm Elizabeth, and it's Friday, so even though I've already posted a video earlier today, I'm still going to do a Friday Reads and tell you about all the books that I finished this past week and what I'm currently reading and what I hope to finish by the end of the month. So if you saw my video this morning, then you already know that my focus for October is going to be the Audible Escape package because it's ending. If you didn't see that video and you wondered, why are you doing an Audible Escape readathon? It's because it's ending on November 1st, and I currently have about 90 books in my Audible Escape wish list. Well, I have an Audible wish list, but I have at least 90 on the Audible Escape package that I would love to get to. Now, when I first found out about it, and by the way, I wanted to say thank you to Ali Laschansky. She is one of my subscribers, and last Friday, after I had done my Friday Reads video, we went to a football game. We had a timeout or something, and I just pulled out my phone, just, thought, well, I'll check and see if I got any comments on my Friday Reads, which, by the way, thank you all so much for commenting, and thank you to Ali, because she is the first one who told me, did you hear that Audible Escape is ending? And I was like, what? Oh my goodness, no. So I went on and I looked at my wish list, and at that point I had like 60-something books, and now I have since then been able to take some off because I discovered that they are on Hoopla. But in the doing of, going through all the Audible Escape stuff that I want to listen to, I have added more. So I thought, why not just have a readathon? And because I'm sure that there are some of you out there who are like me and you've got a lot of books on Audible Escape that you would like to get to as well. Now, when I first signed up for Audible Escape, I thought, oh, there'll probably be a few that I want to listen to. But there has been so many books on Audible Escape that I have wanted to read. And books that are new to me that I've discovered since being on there, as well as books that I already wanted to read and they were on there. So it's just been a really good service, and I'm sad to see it ending. They are replacing it with something called Audible Plus, which is going to go across genres, but I think most of the books that are on Audible Escape are probably not going to be on Audible Plus. It's kind of the way it looks, but we don't really know for sure. Anyway, let's just talk quickly about the books that I have finished this past week and what I'm currently reading. Now, I have only finished 18 books so far this month. I finished 8 this week. And if you guys have heard me talk about how, I didn't really start out the year thinking I would read a book a day, but I have managed to stay on track. And basically, I think I'll be able to finish this year having read at least an average of a book a day. Well, so you might be thinking, if you've only read 18, then you're off track. But thankfully, I started out the month a little bit ahead. So, because I've been really focusing more on reading print books, and I'm slow to read print books, I haven't finished as many, but it's okay. Because today is the 269th day of the year, and I have finished 271 books, and I might be able to finish an audio book later today. Maybe. We shall see. So anyway, let me show you the 8 books that I finished. Now, when I first heard about Audible Escape ending, I had 2 books on Hoopla that were already checked out. They were going to be expiring within the next couple of days. So I couldn't jump right into Audible Escape. I needed to go ahead and finish these 2 books on Hoopla. And they are books 3 and 4 in the Military Canine Unit series. The series is by Love Inspired Suspense, and it has multiple authors. So book 3 is Top Secret Target by Dana Mentink. And then book 4 is Standing Fast by Maggie K. Black. Each of these has its own mystery contained within the book, and then there's an overarching story of, there's this Red Rose killer, and we find out about him in the first book, and then throughout each of the books, they're still searching for him. So that's kind of the story that continues on. These are very lightly faith-based and very good. I've enjoyed this series, and I'm so glad that I found it. I have to thank Catherine from Jane Catherine on Books for first turning me on to that series, because she did a read-along of the first 2 books for March Mystery Madness a couple of years ago, and ever since then I had wanted to read them, and now they're on Hoopla on audio. Yay, I'm so excited. Okay, so then I jumped into my Audible Escape wish list, and while I was going through my wish list and everything, I was thinking how I am not quite done with the category challenge. Now, Audible Escape has 41 romance categories. Sarah introduced the challenge. I mean, it was already something that Audible had talked about, but Sarah started doing the challenge early last year, and so I kind of jumped on that bandwagon. And even though she didn't stick with it, because she's an idea girl, she's always got great ideas, and you know, and then life happens. But I decided to go ahead and continue on with it because I'm a finisher and try to go ahead and get through all the categories. And so at the, you know, at the time that I heard that it was ending, I had 5 left. Well, I got to realizing that during August, I had listened to one of my categories that I still had left. Inadvertently, it was for one of the Summer Fling challenges, and it can count. So that was the African American challenge, or category. So I have already accomplished that. Actually, I've read 2. I've listened to 2 books in that category. And then I had 4 left. So one of them was dystopian. Now, I like a good dystopian, but I don't like for it to be gross. And I know that's not a technical word. I mean, I like Hunger Games, and I like Maze Runner, stuff like that, and I like The Handmaid's Tale. Now, I haven't seen the show. I've heard it's pretty steamy, but the original movie back with Faye Dunaway and oh goodness, Robert somebody who was in Lonesome Dove. Anyway, that was, you know, that was pretty heavy, but the book, I love the book. I read that years and years ago. So, you know, I really like a good dystopian, but I just, you know, I looked at the list and nothing was appealing to me. I finally just picked the shortest one and I got through it. I didn't enjoy it. It was too gritty, too much sex and foul language and everything, and that's just not my thing. But it was called Desert Blade by Ella Drake. So, you know, it was short. I got it done and it counted for that category. So then one of the other categories I had not listened to yet was Civil War. And I discovered that one of my favorite authors had a couple of books in the Civil War category, and I was so excited. So I have now listened to all 4 in this series. This is the Men of the Saddle series by Lori Copeland. And the first book is The Peacemaker, which I loved. And so I went right on into the next book. And book 2 is The Drifter. Now, this one's a little thicker because it's a large print edition. My local library had 2 of them only in large print, and then I ordered the other 2 from another library in our county, and they all came today, so I got them in time to show you. Now, book 3 was my least favorite, The Maverick, but still enjoyed it. Just, you know, my least favorite. And book 4, The Plainsman. Now, I didn't think that this one had anything to do with the first 3 at first, but it does. Right at the end, the men from the first 3 come into play. So that's all I'll say about that. Now, the first 3 books are about 3 brothers in this one family. And so this one is not about a brother, but I believe he served in the Civil War with at least 2 of the other brothers. So that's how, or maybe all 3 of them. So that's how they know each other. And while these books don't take place in the Civil War, they do talk about the Civil War, and the men who are the main characters have just gotten home from the war. In fact, a couple of the books, it's them on their way home from serving in the war, and they get sidetracked by, you know, the storyline. So those were very, very good. And then the last book was the one that I read in print. This I started barely in August. This was for the Summer Fling for the Dark and Dangerous category or prompt, and it is Scarlet by Marissa Meyer. Book 2 in the Lunar Chronicles. It's a YA book. It's a series that I started reading on audio. I have read, or I've listened to 4 of them. The first 3 main novels, and then the novella called Fairest. I've listened to all of those, but Katie and I bought the whole set, and I just kind of wanted to go back and read them in print before I finished the last book. So I'm really glad I did, because I didn't retain a lot of the details from this book, and I really enjoyed it. This is a fantastic series. I have really enjoyed it. So, now I mentioned that I might be able to finish a book today, and that is, I'm finally getting back to the Tillerman Cycle, which is by Cynthia Voigt. This is A Solitary Blue. I have not figured out yet how this fits in with the Tillermans. This is about a boy named Jeff Green, and he might grow up to be the Tillermans' father, maybe. Right now, I've read The Homecoming and I've read Dicey Song, and there's a little bit of a mention, I think, of their father, but we haven't met him yet. So right now, we've just met their mother, who abandoned them at the beginning. This boy, Jeff's mother, abandons him. So far, the theme of this series is bad mothers, which is not good, but the books are very compelling, and I'm about 30% done with this. It's on audio on Hoopla, and I didn't think it was going to be on Hoopla. It just showed up. So many books are showing up on Hoopla lately, and I'm so excited because I was going to have to listen to this on Scribd, and I had a few other books that I wanted to listen to on Scribd, and Scribd cuts you off after the first 2 or 3 in a month. Then you don't get any more. So I'm really glad that I was able to get that on Hoopla. And in my car, I am listening to, I always say this wrong, it's The Trials of Apollo. I don't know why I want to say The Apollo. And I did that last week, and I'm sorry. The Trials of Apollo is the series. This is book 3, The Burning Maze, by Riordan. And I am enjoying it, sort of, but I'm having a hard time following it. But it's okay. It's funny. It's more humorous, I think, than some. But I don't know. I have discovered that even though I've listened to all of Rick Riordan's books on audio, his characters move around a lot. They're always on a quest and they're moving around, and I don't ever catch when they're moving, when they're transitioning. So that's hard, and it's okay though. I have listened to some of the discs twice, which is fine, but I'm hoping to get it done by the end of the month. Then in print, well, let's see, let me finish talking about the audiobooks. I'm also listening to The Name of the Rose by Umberto Eco. This is for my mystery book club, which is going to meet on the 8th of October. So I've only got that many days, 5 days left this month and 8 more. And this is a big book. I'm just trying to listen to like an hour a day at least until it reaches out to grab me. I'm not very far into it at all. So I probably won't get it done this month. And then I'm also currently reading The Bullet Journal Method by Ryder, Carroll. And I am on track to finish this one, I think, by the end of the month. I've been trying to read like 20 pages a day, and I have just this much left. So I think I can finish this one. And I even picked up The Hobbit yesterday, the annotated Hobbit, and I read a chapter of it. I still may not finish this one by the end of the month, but my goal is to finish it at least by the end of October. And I did pick up one other one that I read a couple of chapters of, and I'm not going to tell you about it right now because I had an emotional response to the first 2 chapters. Got a little angry. I threw the book on the table, and I don't want to tell you what book it is because I'm hoping it will redeem itself. I'm not saying it's a bad book. I just didn't like what happened in the book, and it upset me. So if the author's main idea is to get readers to have an emotional response, that was accomplished because I had a definite emotional response to the first 2 chapters of this book. Well, really just chapter 2. But I'm not going to show you the book yet until I read some more and see how it goes. I'm hoping that there will be something redeeming from that second chapter, from what happened, and that the character will learn something from that. I'm hoping, maybe. So, that's all I'm going to say about that. And I guess that's it. That's all I have to talk about. I still have a few books that I need to read by the end of the month. I have not read my Unfortunate Event book. I'm up to The Slippery Slope by Lemony Snicket. And I have another Rick Riordan book that I want to get to. This is the Final King Chronicles book. And this is The Serpent Shadow. I've got it on an audio playaway. So I want to get to that. And my best, most exciting news of the week, I discovered that they have put some Delia Parr books on Hoopla on audio. This is a book that I was supposed to read with my sister in July. It's on audio along with the other 2 books in the trilogy. They're on Hoopla now, and I'm so excited. So I'm going to be able to get to this ASAP. So even with Audible Escape and all that, I'm still going to listen to this and probably the other one because I want to get those done. And they're great books. My sister really loved this one. It's Refining Emma by J.R.R. The trilogy is called the Candlewood Trilogy, and I really love the first book. I'm super excited to get to the other two. So that is it for this video. I will hopefully be coming back later this weekend with a TBR. I may just sit down in front of my computer and show you everything on my Audible Escape wish list or my Audible wish list. Talk about what I'm planning to read, which are the highest priority books. I doubt I can get to 90 books. You know, I doubt it, even at 3 times speed. But I need to, you know, prioritize and all that. I was thinking about doing it live. Who would watch that if I did it live? And don't lie and say you would. Because, I mean, I used to watch Giselle Bradley. She used to do her, you know, organize her Goodreads live. And there was like this little group of us and we would watch and we would chat and it was really fun. And I'm just thinking about it. I'm not saying I'm gonna. I'm just thinking about it. So comment below if you would watch. And if so, how long you would watch. Like how tight would I have to make it before I would lose you, that kind of thing. So anyway, that's all for this video. Just chat with me in the comments about any of these books, and we'll talk to you soon. I hope you're having a great day. Read a good book, and God bless you.